What's up, y'all? I ain't bring my mic, so I don't know if y'all can hear me like you usually hear me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's call this one here. Look at God. Can you see him? Sunday I was telling y'all about what I was going through. Taste, I just read your some of it. I gotta read the rest of it when I sit still. But I was telling y'all about the job situation, what I was going through. And if y'all don't know, I'm gonna catch y'all up. I quit smoking, way a long time ago. At the beginning of the year or the end of last year, I'm not really sure. I know it's just been since December or January. But old habits die hard. It was time for me to go take a drug test for the job I've been stressing about trying to get for about a month now. With truckers, you know that when you're looking for the right job, you get to go through a process to get it. When it was time for me to go take my drug test, I was nervous and paranoid, not because I had been smoking, but because I was around DJ and he be blowing them backwoods pretty good. So I was like, man, let me do what I usually do and run down here with this fake P, so I don't even have to worry about it. Don't play no silly game. But I realized that when I did that, it was like having a lack of trust in God for what he done brought me through and what he done delivered me from. My faith should have told me that, hey, bro, you've been doing what you need to do. You've been, you know what I'm saying, handling your business. So it ain't nothing to worry about. Go on, you know what I'm saying, say your prayers or give your thanks to God or whatever you need to do and keep it pushing. But I went down there with that fake P, and the other day I got a call from the doctor letting me know that they wasn't accepting the urine because it didn't have no human enzymes in it. And I was like, dang. So I called the folks basically begging, like, hey man, can I take another drug test? I'll pay for it out of my pocket. I'm still not sure that I'm out to clear, because I got another email yesterday or the day before telling me that they had found something on my background, which I think it was a speeding ticket. I was going 65 on the highway in a 55. But like I say, man, I serve an awesome guy, so my faith is back restored and it's in the right place. This morning I got a phone call from the woman at the job telling me that I was going to be allowed to take another drug test, but I had to call somebody and get it supervised. So right now I'm on my way to take this drug test with no fear of passing it, because I know, like I say, I've been doing what I need to do on my end, which is not smoking no weed or no other type of drugs, popping no pills, or none of that. The last drink I had, y'all will watch me do that. But it's just another testament, man, to let y'all know. Like I always tell you, you got to count your small blessings as well as your big blessings. And me getting that phone call this morning was a small blessing. It might turn into a very big blessing. But in the state I was in, and you know how sometimes you just feel like things is right, supposed to happen. At the moment my phone rang, I was thinking about the other job, and I was like, I wonder what time it is, because I was laying in the bed, I didn't know what time it was. I was like, I wonder what time it is. I wonder if that other job gonna go ahead and call me so we can get this thing popping. And as soon as I thought that, the phone rang. And my first thought was, yep, that's them. And when I looked at the phone, to my surprise, it wasn't them, it was the job I really wanted. The job I thought was gonna call me was like a backup job where one of my young partners work at that I influenced to start driving trucks. It don't pay as much money and it's more work, But it is a home daily job where I can make my money, take care of my bills, and still be at home to watch after my mama every day. But like I say, man, God works in mysterious ways. And when you pray and you give him the glory, you can't be surprised at the blessings that come your way. And you can't, minimize them. You can't play with them or none of that, man. But like I say, sometimes the things God doing for you, he doing so everybody else will see. I know I told y'all the story about being late to the party. And God might show up late, but he gonna show up right on time for what he got planned. He might be late for what you got planned, but like I say, sometimes he got to work on you a little bit longer, and he got to wait for everybody else to show up at their party, because it ain't just for you to show up and have fun, it's for you to show up and show out. Show everybody what he doing for you, how he working in your life to inspire them to get closer to him. I done seen it in other people's life, and it took me a while to realize, sometimes you just be like, man, what dude got that I ain't got? Or what she got that I ain't got? And sometimes it's as simple as God. Sometimes it's just as simple as God. They got God. They pray to God. They humble themselves to God. They ask God. They talk to God. They got a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? That's just like being a kid. And you watch your brother and sister them clean their room up and wash dishes and do all their chores, and you always back talking. You always procrastinating. You always, mama got to come in here and tell you 3-4 times to make your bed or pick them clothes up. Your brother and sister them want to go to the fair. You want to go to the fair. But when fair day come, and she come in there to get y'all like, hey, let's go to the fair, and notice that your side room just as junky. Your bed ain't made. You know what I'm saying? She look at the chore list that she done made. She know that, okay, I told your sister to wash these dishes, and the dishes are washed, they dried, they put up. I told your brother to rake the leaves. And I told you that when he get done raking the leaves, that you need to cut the grass. And the leaves is raked up, the dishes are washed, but the grass ain't cut. It's time to go to the fair, and you sitting here wondering why she dropped you off at your auntie house or your grandma's house. Like, nah, you ain't gonna make this trip, player. You ain't making this trip. And you get to asking, why not? Why me? Well, sometimes it's just as simple as you ain't doing what you need to do. God got a task for us every day. And now he ain't got to tell you exactly what that task is, but if you get up every day and you make an effort with God, you tell people about God, you ask people, do you know God? That's simple things. You share the blessings that he done gave you. Ain't no telling what wonders he'll work in your life. Like I say, you'll never see it coming. Because you can only see so much. And God see the details. He see the details in the plan. You look at the picture and you see the big picture. He see the small print. You know what I'm saying? It's the small things in life. One thing I learned, it was kind of funny. But I told y'all I was doing all the drug classes and therapeutic community and stuff when I was in prison. One thing I learned that is always going to stick with me is a dude told me, look here, man, when you going through situations in life, it's like walking through the house. It's the small things that's going to get you. And we was all confused about what you mean, walking through the house. And he said this. He said, when you walking through that house, you don't trip over the phone, you trip over the cord. The small thing. When you walk through that living room, you don't kick the table. You bump your feet, you bump your toe on the leg of the table. The small part. You ain't gonna trip over the whole TV, you gonna trip over the cord. The small things in life is what you have to pay attention to. You're gonna see the big things. You're gonna see the big blessings. You got to pay attention to the small blessings. You got to understand that even though You sick and you tired and you weary, you woke up this morning. Everybody didn't. You gonna go to bed tonight, everybody not. You know, we tend to look at like, oh, well, I lost my job, or I did this and that. It ain't the first job you lost. Probably not gonna be the last job you lose. But did God keep you in the middle of it? Did he keep you in the midst of it, in the process of it? Yes, he did. When you was mad about it, when you was cussing about it, when you was fussing about it, did he keep you? Yes, he did. I could be mad right now that I'm unemployed. But when I look in the mirror and I look at myself and I see that I got my health, even after the accident, I'm still handsome as all get out. I still got a sound mind and body. I can walk again. I know what it feels like not to be able to walk. And I can't imagine being that for the rest of my life or worse. So even when I don't realize I got something to be happy and blessed about, I do. Because God done brought me through so much. I'm talking about so much. If it all ended right now and I was standing before God and lost it all, I'm gone. My family and friends down here crying about it. When I met God, I couldn't do nothing but thank him. Because I know so many people who had it worse than me. I've been through so many situations where people didn't make it out. From the car wrecks, to the jail cells, the prison cells, shootouts, gang banging, robberies, police chases, is beef with other people for no reason over silly stuff. Being abused, his kids didn't make it through them fists and stuff that I made it through. Attempted murder charge when I was in junior high. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many situations where it could have been over for me. I ain't even gonna say over, but it could have been so much worse. People like to say it's over. It ain't over, it's a new chapter. If I would have caught a life sentence back in junior high school for that charge on the little white dude, it wouldn't have been a life sentence, but it would have been juvenile life. It wouldn't have been over. It would have just been a lot rougher life I would have had to go through. You know what I'm saying? You never know what it's going to take you to get to that point where you just say, it ain't worth it no more. I look at a dude like Project Pat, preaching now, making gospel music, and I get it, I understand. It's like, bro, all that other stuff that he used to do and he used to rap about and he used to experience, he didn't had enough of that. He didn't realize what people who don't have it and don't go through it haven't realized yet. It ain't worth it. You get all that money and you still got 24 hours in the day. You get all that money and you still got people hating you that don't never even met you. You still gotta pay them bills. Now you got extra problem. People that don't know you want money from you. They trying their best to figure out how to get it. Your family don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if your family love you or they just want some money. Same thing with women. Man, I was thinking the other day, most of these rappers and these individuals with money then got to a point where it seemed like having money ain't even cool no more. Having money and fame is not what you want no more. Like, I hate to use this girl's name as an example, but it's a perfect example for a lot of y'all young women. I look at people like Angel Reese, and I see how she done been blessed, you know what I'm saying, with her basketball skills and all this and that. But I seen a video today, dude was talking about it, and it was so true what he was saying. He was talking about how she presented herself. Like, when you look at Caitlin Clark and you talk about her, they tried to make it seem like it was a competition. It really ain't. Not saying one is better than the other. What I'm saying is, when you look at the way Caitlin Clark handles her fame and her blessings, out here donating and giving her time, practicing, playing basketball, and then you look at Angel Reese, and every time you see her, she double cheeked up. She got the cheeks hanging out. She talking about, don't over sexualize me, but you doing some sexual stuff. You always chasing rappers. You always over here doing this. You chasing this and you chasing that. You not working on your game. When the game over, you out here doing some totally other stuff. I don't want to say ratchet or hood rat, even though we know what it is. And it just get to a point where it's like, you know what? You're not a role model. You're not nobody I would want my child to be like. You're not nobody I would want my woman to be like. When you step at the house, you don't appreciate your blessings. You don't even appreciate your body. You put it all on display for the world. That ain't the gift God gave you. You so focused on pleasing the world and making the world like you and double tap on stuff and talk about you that you ain't focused on God gave you everything you needed to be successful. To get that money, to be that queen, to be that role model, to uplift his name, to bring people closer to him, to make people appreciate basketball, to do all this stuff. And every day you consciously wake up and make a decision not to do that. The dude was saying, he was like, man, she got the vibes of 2 years away from being some rapper baby mama. I can't argue. But this ain't about her. It's just about, you got to learn to appreciate the blessings that's happening to you every day in life, man. You got to know how to see them and how to appreciate them. If you don't see them, it don't take nothing for you to close your eyes or bow your head and tell God one time, Father, thank you. I appreciate the blessings that you're giving to me, the ones I see and the ones I don't see. Check this out. I'm going to show you how to do it. Bow your head with me. Father, I come to you as humble as I know how, eyes closed, head bowed. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for everything that you're doing for me today, everything you've done for me in the past, and everything that you will do for me in the future. I'm so proud to be one of your kids and receive all the blessings that you have for me. I hope that you will bless me with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to bring people closer to you and to introduce people to you and your son and the way of life that you have provided for us. Thank you. Amen. With that being said, man, I'm up here at the drug testing place, so I'm going to go in here and take this drug test for this job, man, and step into the blessings that God got for me. I hope y'all do the same thing. We're going to catch you next time, man. I'm going to have something for you this Sunday. Just be on standby.